The whole power supply of my DIY recliner workstation is the CUKTECH 20, which I tested last month. I have it mounted on top of my desk, providing power to the laptop and the portable monitor, and of course charging the iPhone. And now CUKTECH sent me the CUKTECH 10, which is significantly smaller than the CUKTECH 20, as you can see here. And this one is not only suitable for charging any laptop that has a USB-C input or power delivery to USB ports, it can also charge my phone or tablets at the same time. I'll do a few real-world charging tests and show you what it's capable of. Before showing you guys the test results, I want to give you a quick overview of the CUKTECH 10 battery bank that has 2 USB ports and is rated for 36 watt-hour. This means you can bring it on the plane. It has one button that enables the display, shows the battery status as well as the charging status. One USB-C and one USB-A. It can charge 2 devices at the same time. This is my MacBook Pro 16-inch. I'll be testing the charging process of the 14-inch MacBook Pro. And as you can see, the USB-C output is increasing at 91 watts maximum. It is capable of doing 120 watts, but I'm unable to verify this test result due to lack of equipment that can take in this much. The charging speed will not change even using the USB-C to the MagSafe charging cable. And it will be able to charge my iPhone at the same time using a USB-C to USB-A cable. 73%. The USB-A port is maxed out at around 33 watts, but in this case, my phone cannot take that much. On top, we have the remaining time. Another press gives me the USB-A and USB-C outputs in terms of voltage and amperage. The third press gives me the screen on option. I can long press for two seconds to make the selection. But in my charging tests, I prefer leaving the screen on so you can see the charging process and all the numbers. And note, it can be turned off. I long pressed this button for a few seconds and the battery bank turned off. So you can leave the cable connected and turn off the battery bank and turn on battery bank. That's I think that is actually a feature nice to have. If you're interested in the outputs in different scenarios, you can read these numbers printed at the back. It comes with this USB-C cable that is rated for 6 amps. So I set up my GoPro here for the time lapse. I drained the battery down to 0%. Now let's plug it in to my 100 watts charger, AC power meter, power consumption in real time, charging speed. It says 39 minutes to fully recharge. It's taking in 85 watts of power. Let me zoom in. Its screen says 39 minutes remaining, which is pretty accurate. Based on my test, it took 41 minutes to fully recharge. With a maximum of 90 watts input power, I'd like to recommend at least 100 watts fast charger paired with a high quality USB-C to USB-C cable, which is included to take advantage of its fast recharging speed. Once it reaches 100%, the charging stops automatically. I drained the battery on my iPhone 14 Pro Max down to 3%. The battery health is 86%. Let's see how this works. It's charging at 23 watts, 23.7 max. The screen of the power bank is set to be always on as mentioned before, so I can keep an eye on the charging process. It charged up super quickly. My iPhone gained 39% after about 18 minutes. Sometimes the phone screen is on due to this nightstand mode, which may impact the accuracy of the charging test because of its additional power consumption. After 1 hour, 12 minutes, 3.1 watts. At this point, it is pretty much charged at 97%. Usually at this point, I would just disconnect the phone and use it, but for the sake of the charging test, after 1 hour and 30 minutes, it's basically trickle charging 99%. So I'm gonna stop right here. Based on the test result, I think it should give the iPhone 14 Pro Max 1.4 times of a charge. And if you have a smaller iPhone 15 or 14, you should be able to get 2 times of charge from this compact battery bank. Now let's test the charging of my laptop.
3, 2, 1.
I drained the laptop battery completely. This laptop I'm using cannot take more than 65 watts, although the battery bank can output 90 watts. 30 minutes to drain the battery pack, 65 watts. After about 25 minutes, the battery bank is fully depleted. The battery is completely drained. Laptop is sitting at 44%. I want to point out you can charge it and use it at the same time. Note the USB-C port is a bi-directional port. You can use the same port to charge or discharge the battery bank. The remaining USB-A is good for charging the iPhone, or you can even use this USB-A port to charge the MacBook. Check this out. You can see the power output from the display in just a second. It actually works. The outputting about 7 watts. The MacBook will be able to take in 5.2 watts, 1.4 amps somehow. To sum up, I think this slim battery pack from CUKTECH 10 has a great balance between size, weight, and the output. If you mainly want to focus on charging laptops, obviously the CUKTECH 20 is a better option. However, it is so much heavier than the CUKTECH 10. If you only want to charge phones, Nintendo Switch, and maybe a tablet, this is a great option to have. And of course, you can even charge up the MacBook. Just want to use the USB-C port for faster charging though. So I would recommend using it like this. Still be able to add at least 4 or 5 hours into my MacBook Pro with M1 chip. That is a super power efficient. It's an excellent travel companion.